2025 is our second year owning our allotment, and I hope you'll all agree that it doesn't look too bad as we look back to June when everything we'd planted out was starting to get established. In this video, I want to show you some of the things we've harvested this year, as well as what we've sown as succession planting. Towards the end of June, it was time to plant out our red onions. These were the second attempt at growing red onions this year, as the first lot we'd sowed just didn't work. But these have established their roots in a seed tray and are ready to plant out.
I don't think that's going to be much else. Just break it.
Nice. That's a proper courgette.
That is a proper project.
That is a perfect size, actually.
Yeah.
That is like what you would buy from the shop size. I think I'm going to harvest this one too. What do you think?
Yeah.
Here I'm training our tomatoes up the string that we planted underneath their roots, and it runs up to the top of the greenhouse, providing a support for the tomatoes, and it's also really simple to work with. Now it's time to plant out some Brussels sprouts. These have been grown from seed in a multi-purpose compost sown at the end of May. We're planting these in between our cabbage and cauliflower so that once they've been picked, the sprouts can grow until Christmas time.
Yeah. We are ready.
Yeah. I'm going to break one. Sorry.
Desiree. Flower. A bit more purpley. And they are Piccolo? Does that sound right?
Picasso, I think.
Oh, I've not noticed it before. I think most of that's got a bug on it too.
Marigolds. What the hell is that? Onion. Oh, it's an onion.
Next up, we're planting marigolds in between the tomatoes in the greenhouse. They act as a bit of an insect deterrent, but they also look and smell really good too. Next, it's time to pick the garlic, which we sowed in November last year, as well as our first early potatoes that were sown in early May.
It's a baby. Alright.
I think that looks
I
alright.
think it's okay. It's a bit small, but
Yeah, it's not
not huge.
moldy.
Nice.
Once they were all picked, we added a fresh layer of compost before making some rows of carrots, parsnips and beetroots. I saw a tip online that said if you scatter slices of potatoes, that attracts pests like carrot root fly to eat that instead of the plants, so I'm giving that a go here. Now it's time to take the garlic and the potatoes home to clean them up. I can't say I was overly happy with the garlic, as all the bulbs were quite small. I'm not really sure what we did. I'm not sure if we could have planted them later on or earlier, or if it just wasn't the right weather for good garlic. And the potato harvest wasn't very good. I think we planted them a bit too late, and the weather when we planted them just wasn't quite right, and you could just tell from how the foliage looked that they just weren't going to do very well. But at least we got something. Here's a tip for sweet corn. Manually fertilising them by taking a tassel from the top of the corn and shaking it near the silks, which is the stringy bit that sticks out from the top of each cob. Each strand of that silk goes to a corn kernel, so each strand needs to be pollinated to produce a full cob. Back in the greenhouse, where the tomatoes have rocketed up, here I'm taking off what they call suckers. These are the arms that come out from between the main stem and the leaves. It's not an essential thing that you do this, but it usually encourages the plant to fruit more, as well as keeping them neat and tidy and providing good airflow between plants. Next up to harvest is our main crop potatoes. We harvested these on August 17th, which is earlier than you would conventionally do. You can leave main crop potatoes in until October time, but we were ready to start picking and get cooking with them. Once they were all picked, I went in with a fresh layer of compost before sowing 2 beds of Maris pipers, which should produce a good crop in time for Christmas, which is unconventional, succession planting potatoes after potatoes, but I'm interested to see how these turn out in these no-dig beds. And in the last bed, I'm planting fennel and pak choi, which were sown in mid-June. They're great plants to do this time of year as they are prone to bolting, so the warm weather gets the seeds going earlier in the year, but as it cools down it means they'll grow slower and they're less prone to bolting. Now it's time to harvest some of our tomatoes and other produce to take home and cook with, and this is what it's all about.
I'll have the little one.
No.
Yeah.